And Vanderbilt at Auburn, the Commodores taking the ship out to Auburn. Can they get back to sailing against this team?
Yeah, I think so. I think Auburn right now, like they had a good week last week. Vanderbilt has only lost by 8 points this year total between all three games that they've lost. Vegas thinks Auburn is 6.5-point favorite, so they expect this Auburn team, this 3-5 Auburn team, to beat Vanderbilt by more than every team combined has this year. I'm talking Texas, Alabama. I don't think Auburn is the caliber of those teams. I know it's at Auburn. Auburn this season has been bad at Auburn. So, yeah, I think that this is Vanderbilt's game. I mean, they're 6-2 against the spread this year for what that's worth, but I think that they win outright. I'm kind of jumping the gun on my prediction here, but yeah, I think that this is Vanderbilt's game.
You think this is Vanderbilt's game? And so I think from a counterpoint perspective, when you think about why I believe Vegas is counting Auburn in this game, I think it's the obvious. They had a shot to beat Missouri. We understand how good Missouri is. They had a shot to beat Missouri, and they played really good football last week against Kentucky. And so I think that this running game, it could pose challenges to Vanderbilt's defense, who has proven to not be able to stop the run that effectively. Texas didn't give them a challenge when it comes to rushing in this game, but Auburn has the ability to, right? On the passing side, Keandre Lambert-Smith, we talk about him every week. Everybody knows he gets touchdowns. He's going to get in the end zone. That is why I think Auburn in this game is favored. And I think it is a reasonable threat. I think Vegas thinks that the midnight hour for Vanderbilt might be striking here.
Yeah.
But to your point, it's like you don't know why though, right? They've only lost this season, like you said, all their games by a combined 8 points. And so we'll see.
Yeah, and you do have a good point. Like what Auburn is good at doing are the things that Vanderbilt is bad at stopping. Vanderbilt on the road over 5 yards per carry given up to opponents. So they are teams can run against them when they're not in Nashville. The defense isn't great, and Texas kind of painted the blueprint for a team that can dominate the time of possession, whereas that's Vanderbilt's usually strong suit.
Yeah,
it didn't play out ideally because they kept the game close. Vanderbilt did. I don't believe yet in Auburn's offense, like the consistency of it. Like they just have the defense is great, but the consistency of the offense. We've seen Jarquez Hunter not have 100% games. He played phenomenal last week, and we talked in some of the past segments about like momentum coming from week to week. And if they carry that in, there's definitely opportunity. It's up to Auburn's defense to stop Vanderbilt.
Yeah,
and that I think is the question for this game. Yeah, Auburn's defense has been great, and that's what's been keeping them in games. I think it's better than the offense, but Vanderbilt's offense is playing so unique, and teams are having a hard time figuring out what to do with it.
Right. Would you say that this is one of the best offenses that Auburn's going to be facing from their SEC slate? And that I know they played Georgia this year. Oklahoma didn't really. They outplayed Oklahoma, offensively. But would you say this is probably one of the best defenses they're going to be, or best offenses they're facing this year?
It's tough to say. I think that Alabama will give them some fits. I think that it's
to
not
this point.
Maybe
to this
point. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I think it's best is tough because I think it's when I'm looking at Vanderbilt's offense, it's like it's just its own category because it works, it operates differently. Now, talking about last year, we know what this style can do to an Auburn team. Pavia, Stowers, offensive coordinator over there. They went to Auburn last year and beat them with way less talent than they have at Vanderbilt this year. So with the same exact offense. So, at New Mexico. I think that this Vanderbilt team could take it to them offensively. It's going to be up to Keldrick Fott and Jalen McLeod to set the edge and keep Pavia away from his, take a snap, roll out, throw it to his tight end, that he loves so much. Yeah. If you can stop that, then it could be different.
Definitely. And on the other side for Vanderbilt, we haven't talked about it, like Cedric Alexander, AJ Newberry, they have a good running trio with Diego Pavia getting involved. And so that's something you can talk about what category this offense is in. It's in its own league. It's very unique. And you also touched on it, Auburn fans may be a little bit, scarred from these same players in different jerseys beating them. And so that chemistry will certainly could show itself in this game here. What would we need to see from Peyton Thorne to put them in a position to win?
A clean game, no turnovers. I mean, when they're at home right now, they're bottom 10 in the country in turnover margin. So I know there's a couple games that are heavily weighing that. They've gotten better over as the season's gone on. If he plays a clean game, the game is his, because Vanderbilt's defense is going to have gaps. He is going to have Keandre Lambert-Smith out there doing what he does.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, if he plays a clean game and doesn't turn over the ball, then that's all you can really ask from him at this point.
I agree. And so, all that to say, what we talked about Vanderbilt's offense, I think the keys for Vanderbilt winning this game is establishing the run, keeping that three-headed monster with Pavia, AJ Newberry, and Cedric Alexander. If you can force turnovers against Auburn, that's good. For Auburn, get KLS, get him his targets, get him his touches. Darqueze Hunter, I mean, ideally he didn't run 278 yards for the next 3 weeks. He's able to kind of get some more production on the ground. If this Auburn defense can find a way to rattle Vanderbilt, do something that most teams have not been able to do, they have a shot. My final prediction in this game, I'm taking the Commodores in battleship style. They're going to win in this one. I'm going to say 28-13.
Yeah. Okay. I'm with you. I like Vanderbilt as well. I think just on pure magic of what they can do to teams, and they're winning games. Auburn right now is not winning games. Not too much of a margin. I like Vanderbilt 20-17.
Okay.
It's hard to doubt them just with how close they've been in their games this year.
Right. Definitely. And for Vanderbilt, if they do win, this puts them bowl eligible, I want to say. So they'll be punching their ticket to playing some postseason football if it plays out that way. And then for Auburn, Vanderbilt, they'll get their second conference win if they win. So, shout them out, War Eagle and the Commodores.